All right, it's September 21st, Saturday. Bitcoin's at 63,000, still hovering right around there. Do you remember? That song's been stuck in my head ever since I found out today's September 21st. But I just want to talk about what is the correct allocation for Bitcoin. Um, and I don't think it's not a straight answer. I can tell you what the wrong allocation is. The wrong allocation is zero, right? Just based on the history, where it's going, how it's being adopted in past performance. Um, but I think a lot of it is what your goals are and where you're at in your stage of life. Because I will say, like for example, I am pretty much 100% allocated into Bitcoin, besides just monthly money set aside for monthly expenses. Everything else, savings, investment, retirement, is all in Bitcoin, just because I believe it's going to outperform every other asset over the next 10 or 15 years. But if you're someone who maybe is, in their 60s or 70s or whatever, and maybe you're planning on retiring next year and you're starting to get into the space, well, then maybe going 100% into Bitcoin isn't the best decision, right? Even though um, it's a great asset, and over the past 4 years, it's done over 40% annual return. Um, I think that, if you're planning on retiring next year, Bitcoin is very volatile, right? It's fast, smart money. It's still being adopted. Anyone who gets into it knows that if you do get into it, there's a good chance a month from now it could be down 20%, right? It's actually very likely that that might happen. Um, and same thing a year from now. They say anyone who gets into it says, even Michael Saylor will say this, um, get into Bitcoin, hold it for at least 4 years, and you're going to do well, right? Um, but I think the correct allocation is not zero. That's definitely the correct one. I would say as you're like if you're a 20-year-old just starting into the workforce, and you're just starting and you're probably not going to be retiring for a long time, then I think you should be very aggressive in allocating into Bitcoin. Um, Obviously, not financial advice, just my opinion, but um, yeah, I think it definitely depends on where you're at with your goals, and uh, yeah, but I think as and Larry Fink tends to agree now, and BlackRock seems to be all on board with Bitcoin, that it should be in the portfolio now. This is not something that you just ignore anymore, right? Like it's the returns are too good to ignore, and it's being adopted at a rapid rate. So um, that's my take on it. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks.